Hi and welcome to Excel VBA tutorial of how to calculate taxable income. This tutorial is actually at the request of this guy here. Let me show you his email. There we go. Okay, he would want me to, I believe you guys can see, if the wages is between 250, that will be taxable income will be 0. If it's 250 to 370, taxable income will be 20%. 370 to 450, that will be 30%, and 450 and above will be 35%. So that is what this guy would like me to put into practice. So let me show you guys how this works. If I click on reset, there we go. We can enter the company's name. Let's say it's Wales Aviations. Right, and the name, let's say, is Captain Paul. And taxable income, let's assume taxable income for that week is about 1,150. That's the taxable income for that week. And we also need to enter the tax period, and here we enter the tax code, NI number, and NI code. There we go. So all we just need to do now is to click on taxable income and there, and this is also added straight onto the spreadsheet. So let me show you guys the spreadsheet, and we click on it again. There we go. That's Captain Paul. If I click again, look at that, is adding all of the information straight onto the spreadsheet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Excel VBA development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. And welcome back to Excel VBA taxable income tutorial. If you don't have these developer menu right there, all you need to do is to go to File, select File, and select Options, and right here on these Excel options, select Customize Ribbon, and make sure you check the developer tab. Make sure it's checked, and you click on OK. There, then you should be able to see your developer tab there. And that's for those of you who are new beginners. So click on the developer tab, and that's your VBA there. Or you can always press Alt F11. Okay, click on that, and right there, that is your insert. So click on insert, and let's add user form. There we go. Now that the user form is added, I'm now going to define the size of this user form. The height, I'm going to make that 800, and the width, I'm going to make that 1024. There we go. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a frame right here. Let's click on that, and let's just add a frame here. I have one frame there, and I'm going to add another frame right underneath here, and another one there. That's all. Okay, now delete the content on each frames. So come to wherever the name is. There we go. It's on the caption, so get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of this as well, and this there. This very frame, I'm going to change the back color to green. Select palette, make that green, and I now need a label. That's it. Paste it right there. Change the color of that the font color of that label to something bright, and let's enter some data in there. So I'm just going to enter how to calculate taxable income. Now let's increase the font size of this very label. Come straight away, we have the font, and just increase that to something a little bit readable, maybe 36 bold, right there, just like that. Okay, that is fine. So the next thing we want to do now is to add labels here. Text box. Let's add text box here, and I'm going to kind of like copy that across. There we go. And I need 4 of these here. There. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to speed up the design of the whole interface. But here I'm going to need some buttons. I need 3 of those. So we'll just speed that up and I'll get back to you guys shortly. And right there, guys, this is how my interface looks right now, but nothing is happening. Okay, so let's close this. Now add a 0 here, the text content here. Okay, the next thing I like to do is, you see, I want to enter some data in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the spreadsheet here, and I'm going to create another one because I'm going to need 2. So spreadsheet number 2, I'm just going to call that, let's call it wages. Right. Okay, so alright, let's just say taxable income. And right underneath here, the first one will be, let's go for 250, and here this will be, so let's say equals, click on the 250 we have in there, and let's add another 50 and press enter. So we can just drag it along right there, that's fine. So we can go up to, yeah, that's all right. It's just the wages per week. So I'm now going to select all of these, and I will then give the selection a name. Okay, in here I'll just call that wages, and make sure as soon as you enter the name, press enter. There we go. Right, let's go back to the VBA. Come back in here, and let's select the combo box. You see, if there a combo box, now we now look for rule source in there. So the name, if you guys can still recall the name, called wages, that is it right there. Enter that in there and press enter, and that's all there is to it. So if I run it, all of those data should, that's it, you guys should be able to see it. You see that those are the weekly wages depending on whatever your occupation is. Alright, that's all, that's taken care of. So let's try and take care of exit, then we'll take it from there. So double click on the exit, and right there we're going to enter the following lines of codes. That is for the exit. So if I run it now and click on exit, there we go. Confirm if you want to exit, no. Confirm if you want to exit, yes. Okay, that's taken care of. So let's take care of that of reset. So I want to reset all of these, so double click on reset. Okay, in the case of reset, I'm going to declare some variables. Let me come up here and say dim txt, and I'm going to declare another one, dim txts with an s. Okay, then I will also declare another one, dim, let's call that qs double. Right, and come back to the reset. Right inside the reset there, I will use a for loop for each txt in, that will be frame number 1, frame 1 dot control, that's controls, and I would then say if the type of txt is MS form, Microsoft Forms dot text, then txt dot text equals clear, and we just need to nest and if and then get it nested, and that's the first one taken care of. So which means if I run these lines of code now, and I think this is the first one, whatever I enter here will be deleted. Okay, let's come back in here and just copy this, paste it there, and just change this to T, change it to S, yeah, text. That's for the next one, and that is going to be frame 10. So scroll right down, and I also need to reset the combo box. Combo box 1 dot text, and let's change that to 0. Okay, right, that's fine. The one thing I like to do now is, you see the, let's move that up a little bit, the reference. Let me add something for the reference. It's called pay reference dot caption, and I'm going to, let's say, evaluate as follows. So let's say random number, random between, I'm just going to make up some value in there that will be used as my reference number. So let's say to, yeah, something like that. Okay, alright, then let's close that and close. So that's for my random number. The other one is, let me clear the following: txt text tax paid dot caption equals there, and the other one, that would be for gross pay. Let's say LBL gross pay dot caption, paste that, and LBL delete, no, deductions, and finally LBL net pay there. Okay, that's the resets. So let me copy these, and I'm going to now come in here, select the form itself. Let's look for the form, or let's go back and just double click on the form itself. I want the form to initialize as follows. Let's come right down, get the form so that it's visible for you guys to see. There we go. And here, let's say initialize. So when I run the form, when I run the program, I want the following to be displayed on the form there. So that's, so let's run it now. When I run it, that's it. The reference is added immediately, and I can always reset. Let's assume there's a value in here. Click on reset and enter whatever in here. There we go. You see that? And that resets itself as well. Okay, so reset, that is fine. Okay, exit and reset is fine. So we now need to take care of the taxable income itself, right? But before then, I would like to add the date. So, and I want the date to be initialized as well by the form initialize or user form initialize. So I'm going to enter LBL date dot caption, and that is equals format, and that will be date. Let's say date, comma, and let's go for the mid date. And hopefully that should take care of the date. So if I run it now, we should be able to see the date. You see, we have the date, we have the reference number. I'm going to exit now, and let's take care of the taxable income. So double click on the taxable income button, and right in here we're going to use an if statement. If the combo box itself, combo box 1 dot text is less than 250, then I want the taxable or tax pay, LBL tax paid, so paid dot caption, I want that to be equals 0. So let's say that there, and get rid of that, and let's say and if there. Okay, that's the very first condition. The second condition, let's come in here. I'm going to copy that and say else if it's greater than 250. Now this variable that I declare up here, Q, I want Q to be equals, first thing first, let's come back in here. Q, okay, Q, let's say Q will be equals to whatever we have in here, and Q itself equals Q multiplied by 20 divided by 100, and the tax paid, this very one, cut that off and paste it right underneath here, equals Q. Right, that is the second condition. And the third condition is going to be according to what my viewer out there wants. The third condition is if it's above 370, and the tax will be 30%. And the fourth condition is if it's above 450, and the tax will be 35. There we go. Right, okay, let's run it and see how it's going to look like now. Let's click on run. There we go. Select anything, let's say it's 0 or it's that. There we go. And 450, and let's come here, there. All right, that's fine. So let's reset, exit, and let's go back in here. You see this, we need to convert it to £, and we want the gross pay, deduction, and net pay in there. So let's take care of those. Double click on that, and right here I'm now going to, let's enter as follows. That will be for the tax. So let's copy all of this, paste it right underneath here, just to format it and convert it to £. So the tax in this case is going to be format whatever I have in there. The caption, let's say comma, the first one is speech mark, pound sign, then we enter an hash dot. We want it to be 2 decimal place. No, that's not a dot, that should be comma, hash 0.2 decimal place, and that is that taken care of. If I run it now and select whatever in there we go. Okay, it's now in pound sign. Now let's take care of these ones here. Double click on that, and right underneath here, the gross pay, that's going to be LBL gross pay dot caption equals, and I'm just going to format the lot. Copy that, paste that in here, and that will be whatever I have in here. That will be my gross pay. There. That's taken care of. And now let's look for that of deduction. Let's see, LBL deduction. Copy that. Deduction and net pay, just copy both. Now come right down here, paste those two. In the case of deduction, that is going to just be Q. Right. Okay, let's just enter Q right there. That'll be the deduction. Why the net pay? Whatever I have on the net pay is going to be deduction, this very one. We want to minus that from gross pay. There. Okay, now let's convert net pay itself. Let's convert that to pound sign. So copy all, let's copy all of these, paste it right there, and that will be whatever we have inside net pay. Paste that here. Okay. Alright, so let's try this out and see how it's going to work. So have a good look at the lines of code up here, up to here. So let's run it and select whatever pay, taxable income. So there we go, it's working fine. So if you add this and this together, that will give us the gross pay. Okay, reset, try it again. Yeah, that's fine. Exit, yes. Oh, by the way, let's save this. Come to file and save as. I'm gonna save it straight into my taxable income folder. Make sure you select macro enable, and it's going to be taxable income underscore YouTube. Right. There we go, and just click on save, but make sure the file type is Excel macro enable workbook. Click on save. That is it, saved now. Now the next thing I like to do is all the data in here, right here, I want them to be displayed on my spreadsheets right here. I want all of those information here on sheet number 1. This is sheet number 1. Okay, so I'm going to enter the following here. So this one will be reference number. There. Okay, that's the very first one, and the next one is employer name. We have employer name here, and followed by employee name, and I'm just going to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, the titles are now, or the headings are now in place. So let's go back in here Right, so let's double click on taxable income. So right here I'm going to declare as follows. So first of all, let's declare that up right up there, and let's say dim worksheet as work. That'll be worksheet there. And the next one is, let me say dim admin, let's make that uppercase, as range there. So those two other variables are added. Now I will now go back in here, double click on that, and right underneath here, so let me just add a line so that I know where that starts from. I'm going to set worksheet, my variable that is right up there, equals sheet 1. Okay, now set add new equals worksheet.range, and the range is going to start from 65,356. Close that dot end and open a bracket, x up, x1 up, yeah, close that, dot offset, and that's going to be 1, 0 there. Now the next thing is, let's add the very first value. The very first value is new dot offset, and that is going to be 0, 0 dot value, and my very first value this time around is going to be LBL pay reference dot caption. There we go. So that's the very first one. I'm just gonna copy this and use it for the others. And the next one is going to be employee, no, txt employer, employer's name dot text. Alright, employer's name dot text, and the next one is going to be employee name dot text. Paste that in there. Employee name dot text income, right, and this will be 1, right, this is 2. So let's copy that. Now I presume you guys get the whole idea, so I'm just going to copy that and speed up the whole process. And there we go, guys. You see these lines of code from here down here, there we actually add all of the information on the components straight onto the worksheet. So let's run it and see how that's gonna work. So that is the default reference, and the name, let's say the name is Sammy. That's the company name, Sammy and Co, something like that. And here, that's Felix Moore, and in here the wages of Felix Moore there, and here tax period, this is 03, tax code, NI number, and NI code. Let's click on taxable. There we go, guys. Look at that. So if we go to the spreadsheet now, so let's just move this aside so that you guys can see the spreadsheet, And if I click on this, all of those information that I have in here, just like you guys have seen now, will be added. Okay, look at that. So let's change this to someone else. Let's say that is Henry Kings, right? And change this. Okay, let's change his details here as well. An NI number. There we go. So if I click on taxable income, that is taxable income of Henry. Okay guys, and that is how you program how to calculate taxable income, or that's how you take care of your taxable income using Excel VBA. So with that guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and you, my friend out there, I suppose I've managed to answer your question. Thank you and bye for now.